everyone, this is Mardiman641 here. Welcome to another episode of Mardiman Maker Levels. Today is my 9th level, and I really hope you guys are looking forward to this level, because this is another of these recreation levels I like to do. So anyways, let's go and look at the notifications, see how well we got to. Got 2 people leaving comments, pretty interesting, so far so good. 3 people leave liked, ooh, nice. Nice so far for the, everything else. Got all the, 4 stamps, of course. Let's look at the Ninja speedruns really quickly, see if there's any active. Nope, okay. But, anyway, so we're gonna be, showing off my 9th level. And, of course, the level ID is in the description below. But, this level is pretty good, actually. Another recreation level. So like to see how well this goes. So first and foremost, look at my previous level. 4 people cleared out of 230. Wow. A new comment behind. Yeah. Alright. But let's go ahead and take a look at our newest level called Angel Island Zone Act 1. Now this is a level from Sonic 3. Obviously, I like to create levels from Sonic 3, or a level in general. That profile pic. Is there like a chicken wings, lemon, lime, and everything else profile pic that I wasn't aware of? Huh. Weird. Clear rate. 4 people out of 9 have played this level. Let's look at the comments. Cool idea. Cool level. Loved how you implemented the Sonic sections in it. Thanks, Choppers. Let's look at the more information. Okay. Well, anyways, again, if you want to try this all out for yourself, the level ID is right here on the screen. It is XTR-SS6-0KG. So let's go ahead and get ourselves right into it. I feel like Choppers is a popular streamer, because that profile pic looks like a professional YouTuber stream. Whatever. Anyways. So anyways, obviously you're going to be hearing Angel Island music because of my editing. But yeah, I will point out some elements. So this is supposed to represent the coconuts who's supposed to be throwing the one coconut at you. The more effect is that you're going to need to be using the springs a lot. Let me get momentum, or let me just do that, because I'm gonna make this jump. Or not. I can always just land that tree, then get that. Greater invincibility modder. And, go over here. This is where usually the special stage would be. Unfortunately, we can't go there yet. We'll have to, get something. So in the meantime, we're just gonna go ahead and go this way. And go across this loop-de-loop. And I also realized I made a mistake on something. Even though I fixed it in later loops. Oh my god. But anyways, so we get a cape. And the cape is pretty much your way to, like, get a lot of things done. Yeah, I'll probably play this again, actually. But, just like that. Go this way. Get a little bit of boost. Run over here. I'll probably play this twice, actually. Yeah, this little section here reminds you of something. And, originally I was gonna include a cutscene here, but, unfortunately I didn't have time in the main area to put this in, so I had to combine both the later half and the sub area into this, so, yeah. The fire section was originally supposed to be a sub area, and although it is a sub area now, I couldn't get it in, before the Greenlands, but whatever. Anyways, so we go over here, and this is where, the 50 coin would be. Obviously, in the original game, it would be a special stage ring. And, well, I figured that would be the closest we can get it. Oh look, it's a Caterkiller. Or Caterkiller Jr. according to the manual. Easy to kill. Don't you worry. Oh my. Got that. That's how the loop is supposed to go. Anyways, just make these jumps. That got hurt. And then enter the boss. But yeah, I'm gonna play this level twice, actually. Because, I pretty much nailed how do I do the entire thing all the way. Then enter the pipe, and you clear the level. Just like that. And also, maybe I should change my character appearance for round 2. But other than that, but yeah, that's the first loop of the level. But I'm gonna go ahead and play again, but I'm gonna do a little makeover. Alright, so now we're more partial with the blue blur. Anyways, so here we are as Toad, Blue Toad specifically, because we're trying to fit in the Sonic feel. But we're gonna take a completely different path, hopefully. I was gonna use that to bounce up there. There we go. Oh, I see, it's not meant to be used like that, it's supposed to be used like that. I'm gonna use you. Aha! Also, you can't take the spring. I mean, there's no limit, but whatever. And obviously, I also nailed it down to the modder boxes, too. Just forget that ever happened. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. There we go. But now I'm gonna go down here. God damn it, can I not keep my power up? I'm so bad at keeping my power ups. But you know what, I'll just show you in the end screen, unless I can get one here. Knowing full well I probably won't. And here's a checkpoint up here. Now we're gonna go through this loop. Like that. Get a little speed boost, bounce on this loop, and there you go. That's supersonic speed. Let's take this bottom path this time. See, we implemented, whoa, a lot of the water elements, too. Yeah, I'm gonna take this path, but I'm probably gonna die. Because this section is more dangerous. Oh, that was so close. Okay, made it. Thank goodness I did. That was so close, dude. But yeah, that was like a completely different way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this, and I'm gonna just do this. If I can get over there. There we go. And this is where you go fight Knuckles' version of a fight, too. And obviously, the Knuckles version of this fight is definitely more harder. But it's manageable. If you do take the harder version of this boss, you do get a benefit. You get a free life. A free 1-up. If you do fight the harder version of this boss. But yeah, I had to look at the map, the entire map layout, and nail it down to the point as I possibly could. And as what Chopper says, cool level, loves how you implemented the Sonic sections in it. Now, to give credit, I did not invent the loops. I actually borrowed the idea of the loop concept in Mario Maker 2 from someone else who did a much better idea of how to work the loops. And the way they work the loops is pretty well made. But I'm gonna give a shout out to this person, which I'm gonna pop on the screen. Poof. This guy is probably the very first person who implemented this type of section I'm showing. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this really quickly, see where all the deaths take place. So first and foremost, first thing, go up here. Obviously, I had to make sure that each box has its own unique items and sections. So what I was going to show you is that I did take a minute right here where, I guess if you have the cape feather, I recommend, or the shell, you can get yourself down here and get yourself an extra 50 coins. So if you get this, as well as like entering the sub area, and then going over here, then you can get yourself a free life if you get both. Go all the way back over here. But yeah, now, I had to take a lot of inspiration from the level, which includes the spikes, what the enemy should represent, the tree locations, and how to work on the coconuts, of course, that are on the trees. Even the vines. I've been using the vines a lot ever since, like, Mario Party Freeze, Vine With Me. It has vines in it. Even the Indiana Jones level has a reference to a vine. So, like, anything vine-related, I say, let's use the swings. The swings is the obvious answer to vines. So, if you're making a level that it has a vine reference in it, definitely use this item. It's your easy tool to work with. Now, originally it was going to be a dry bones, like, blocking like that, but then I realized when I was setting this up, well, actually I was setting this up, and then later I realized, you know what, let's just put regular blocks right here, and I guess throughout the entire level, I think you should recommend just doing the entire level as Big Mario or whatever. I don't want to give a challenge to this level, so you know what, straight up, just give the player the mushroom, and they're good to go. Obviously, I couldn't put them on top of it, but you get the point. Obviously, I had to make sure that I scale this level down enough so that way I can fit the entire level in, as well as make room for the most interesting of sections. Which comes up with the idea of, like, the multiple pathway aspect, as well as the secrets. Because, like, Sonic 3 has, like, a lot of good, unique level design traits compared to the very first Sonic games, that they feel like the environment is much bigger. The pathways are more stranded and everything else. But overall, like, man, let's talk about this section. So, obviously I want to make, obviously I recreated this from toe to toe. You get there, you only have a few seconds to grab it, but unlike the original game, it does move really slow, and I can't put wings on this thing, so I can't make it any faster, so I bet there's ways to make it faster, but I can't find it. But other than that, you do zip line across, and it is some sort of a joyride to skip a lot of the section, especially avoiding the spike enemy, of course. Now, of course, the loop-de-loops. Now, there's these loop-de-loop things, of course, and obviously, I did not invent them. I borrowed a concept from another user to make the loop-de-loops work, and they worked really well. I love the idea of how they do it, so it's basically partially their concept. One thing I will say, I completely forgot to fix the bottom of this, even though I could have sworn I added them during editing. Maybe they got mysteriously deleted by pure accident. I don't know. But, anyways, so the reason why I put these, on-off switches blocked before the loop, because, like, here's the potential branching pathway here. You go down here, and I guess somehow, in some way, you get yourself up here, and then try to do this loop. But obviously you can't because this is blocked off. So the only way to fix it is to hit the switch. The only downside is that the springs will not be here, so you would have to just jump the loop and just go through. Other than that, very interesting little concept. I also had to level up a water level too, especially when going down here, because just like in the original game, there's a secret here, you drop down here, and that's where you get your invincibility and your 20 coins or 20 rings. But this is as far as I could be able to fit the level. Like, I'm not even in, like, the climbing up pole segment from the original game yet, and yet this is all I could fit in at once. So, and I was gonna save, like, the fire section for the sub area, but I ran out of room. So, okay, after the first loop, enter in here, then, I'll just start with the second loop, and then go down, and then obviously go up here, just like in the original game, of course. You can see attention to detail. Now, I will say, when I left the pipe, I'm not keeping my momentum, so when I made this loop, I'm barely touching the ceiling, and that would make me screw up the loop. So, I put a dropping spring here, so that way you'll be able to have some momentum to carry on, so that way you'll be able to make the loop successfully. And I did the same for here, because I want to keep things Sonic-like, of course. And you could go up here, like say, well, if the loop is already destroyed, you can use that to get over it. And if you do so, you can get yourself free life, just like in the original game, of course. Now, when I get to this segment, I just somehow knew that, we have to figure this out. Because in the original game, Sonic just runs up the tower. So what do we implement that? Well, run to the far right, and then just ride this thing. It just jumps all the way up, just like how the original game does. This is where the cutscene would be, but because this is already in the sub area, I ran out of time to implement it. And I bet, like, if I could input it in the cutscene, I would. But time constraints. Moving on to the fiery segment, and I don't know if I could make it fiery. Maybe I could by, like, putting a lot of fire dukes in here, but then again, I'll also run out of enemy limits quickly. Maybe there'll be effect that I can include when entering in here, but I don't know. Anyways, obviously I put the checkpoint exactly where we are, too. And here's the thing. So, although earlier on we actually used regular spike traps for the spikes in the game, for the in and out spikes, we have to use a chomper and a track. It's pretty much the only thing that can make the most sense out of this thing. So yeah, we do that, and of course down. Now, originally, there's gonna be springs down here, and regular springs up here. Problem is, two things. One, we can't really make springs float in the air or hang in the ceiling. And two, when I tried, you'll just go through the springs and not bounce downwards. For some reason, the characters don't, like, say, like, coming from above, it doesn't bounce off, like, say, bang, bang, boing, boing. Instead, they just go through and then bounce up, so that doesn't work. Then, this guy, this lightsaber, who was in a later update in Mario Maker 1, saved my life, so that could have worked a lot, man. Obviously, I want to, of course, implement this. Originally, this was going to be a spring, but I knew that it's going to be a long way up to get out of there, because I don't think the spring would be enough to even get out of that segment. So instead, I just used the vine. Maybe I could have just kept the spring and then, for details, but, what you gonna do, man? Next thing's next, I obviously had to implement a lot of level geometry to make it look very similar. And I put the Wiggler on a track to simulate the feel of a caterpillar. Looks pretty good. And, let's see, anything else I should mention? A lot of the water here, I had to make sure I scale it to a perfect level to help out with, like, later segments of the water. Because, like, the spring doesn't work very well in water. Jump on a spring in the water, you're not going to get any height from it. So obviously I have to level out the water so that way it isn't breaking the level. This part right here, now, this is going to be the most struggle on. In the original game, there's these little in and out platforms, and it was like, how do we do it? I don't know. So you know what? Where these rocks were in the original game, why not just put a P-switch underneath it, so that way I can spin jump, hit the P-switch, and then I can stand here, and then just wait for the P-switch about to run out, so I can jump up here. Obviously I didn't do that for the final, I didn't try it out myself in the final product, but, I don't know how the result will go out either, but that also means, like, some of this will, disappear too, but also these P-switch blocks are not it's not spin jumpable, so that doesn't work either. But that being said, I did try my best to simulate a lot. The enemies had to mismatch the coins. I obviously have to mismatch. So let's talk about this section really quickly. So it is possible to get from this loop, and then it'll be blue off right now. And then it is possible to get from there over here. So now you'll be up to this interesting scenario where you're pretty much gonna have to hit the switch to reset. That also means you're gonna lose the springs to circle around here. And of course we have a lot of this underwater stuff that I had to simulate just like the original game. And then, of course, we got this little split pathway. Now obviously this is Sonic's path, and Sonic gets the easier boss, where it's literally just regular Bowser. Now originally, I was going to have a boss on a track that's going to simulate exactly the boss would. Problem is, for some odd reason, I can't have Bowser on a track while also having a key in his pocket. For some reason, it doesn't want to have a key in his pocket when being on a track. Why? I have no idea. So I have this little confusion whether or not, should I implement a key here? Or should I just do something to make Bowser Jr., like, block the door, when you try getting past him? But nothing tends to work, because even then, if I do just knock him one time, he will fall off the track, and then just be a normal boss. So I said, screw the track, this boss might as well be as normal, just defeat him, get the key, you win. Now, obviously, if you're playing Sonic for Knuckles, Knuckles has a more difficult boss. You gotta shave yourself through here, you're obviously gonna need the cape to do this. And go down here, enter in here, and this is where we fight a more difficult version of the boss. So this boss is more challenging than the last one. And once you do defeat him, you will get yourself a bonus. So, if you... let me go ahead and switch back. So, if you take the Sonic boss, you'll come out of this pipe, but you will not get a free life. But if you fight the harder boss, you'll come out of this pipe, and you will get a free life. So you get an extra life if you fight the harder boss. It's high risk, high reward in that scenario. But other than that, how did I implement this level? I think it's pretty good. I mean, despite, like, forgetting to fix one part of the loop, I think it done pretty well. And this is most likely my hardest work that I spent on. I spent 5 hours working on this level. And just, like, spending most of my geometry trying to get every single bit of the aspect of the level work, trying to get the loop-to-loop to work, get every piece of detail to work out. And the level may not be 100% functional, but, you can always take it full of a grain of salt and realize that it can be fun. It can be fun at times. It might work. And, I wish I can keep only the green side in the in the main area, and, like, dedicate the entire second section to the fire side. But, for two reasons. One, it might require a second theme, and even then, the other themes don't really have any good water that can match the scenario. Like, originally it's gonna be the desert theme, the desert doesn't have any water. And 2, it would definitely be a pain to work around with, like, say, a non-forest area with something that should be a forest environment. But other than that, I think the finished product's pretty good. What do you guys think of this level? And again, try this level for yourself. Codes in the screen below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to slap the like on this video, and give the level a shot, give it a like, maybe leave your thoughts in that segment of the comments. And that being said, Mardiman signing out. Have yourself a fantastic night, and I'll see you legends in the next one. Good night, guys.